So, I know Rockstar released screenshots and announced pre-order prices, but we still have a map update which we need to cover before analyzing those. So subscribe to see me analyze the new GTS screenshots soon. And let's go back to the past, to the time before the screenshots came out. So I lied in my previous GTS common map progress video. I said that would be the last one before GTS Trailer 3. However, as you might already know, Rockstar dropped this clip showing Vice City when they announced the pre-orders for GTA 6 on June 18th. So, to a clean slate for Trailer 3, Yanis released version 13 of his GTA community map. And of course, changes are mostly based on this clip. However, there are some other cool older ones, which are only now getting added to the map. My name is Saukko, and I help with the creation of the GTA community map. Let's start from Vice Beach, and from the end of this 8-second clip. We have the real-life building Maria condos here, which were under construction in 2015, just like in the game. It looks like they have slightly increased the angle in between two of the towers in-game, to better fit the corner of the street. And then here on the map, visible here on the left of the screen, is a private pool and a building that is related to it. Yanis might have to add some foliage around this at some point, but it's good enough for now. Then the marina was reworked, which further affects the coast of the southern tip of South Beach. Additionally, the Icon and Murano Grande hotels had to be adjusted. Then we finally got to see the ferry island properly. First, all of MacArthur Causeway had to be twisted to the south, and the two ferry islands with it. The western island has a substation, a maintenance building, and of course the ferry, which takes vehicles from here to here on Fisher Island. So the buildings here from under the red have been excluded from the in-game ferry island. And then the Coast Guard Station Island. There is the main barracks building, the medical space, some of the storage areas, and the Coast Guard Exchange. Some of the parking lots and other storage areas have been left out from the game, and the area has been made much more compact. Then Starfish Island, which we rotated as we see the bridge to it here. It appears that the island is somehow mirrored, and it's shorter than in real life. Also, a small pier was added to it. The water tower in the middle of Starfish Island should be in an accurate position, so that is why the island is rotated around it. And then the shape of Watson Island had to be corrected. A parking garage was added, and the Watson Island Marina was added. And the tunnel entrance, which takes you to the port, was moved a bit down to the south. Now the MacArthur Causeway is slightly curved, which makes it a bit longer, making the northern roads to Vice Beach a bit more viable. Then the port of Vice City got a lot of new roads, of course from the new clip. I really wasn't paying attention to the process of making these roads, however I can say that this building is this building here, these are the same area, and these are the same building from the port. Of course the shape was further improved, and some of the roads were adjusted with it. I'm still confused about this interchange, but it's probably correct and should make sense. But yeah, this area changed a lot because of the new clip. Here is the new scene projected down to sea level, so basically laid flat down on the map. This is only accurate at sea level, so it's great for determining coastlines. From it we can see that Virginia Key and Catalan Key are still slightly wrong, and that the Gables estates should extend a bit more to the east. However, these are minor changes which would take a lot of work to polish correctly, so this will be fixed once we get more info. And then some of the buildings in downtown were shifted to be more accurate. Most significantly, the courthouse was moved slightly to the west, and the Stephen P. Clark Government Center was moved a bit to the east to touch the metro line like it does in real life. Then in Crosstown too, some of the sizes and locations of the buildings have been slightly adjusted, and a small building has been added here as it was visible in the leaks. Then a building that was visible in Trailer 1 has been added to Stockyard. It is the black and white one we can see behind the SUV, and it's based on the Wynwood building, which is similar shaped and is painted in black and white. So as you can see, we are still making discoveries from the over 2-year-old trailer and from the almost 4-year-old leaks. Then let's jump to Leonard Keys as we have some new islands there. Based on a projection from this Trailer 1 scene, we can see that the landmass near the naval air station extends further north and further west than was previously confirmed. So these new islands were added as a placeholder, as we know that there are some islands there, but we are not completely sure about their shape. Additionally, this building we see in the bottom left of this Trailer 1 scene was added to the map, as we were able to identify it on Long Key. We haven't seen any other buildings from this key, so it's pretty cool to have a new real-life area added to the map. Then some of the buildings and coast in Watson Bay were adjusted, and some buildings were added here north of Watson Bay, of course based on this screenshot. Then back in Vice City, we got the long-awaited Vice City International Airport redesign. This one should be more accurate, as we were able to place the Vice City sign screenshots more accurate on the map, of course based on the buildings seen on the backgrounds of the screenshots. Additionally, the sign itself and the road behind it were added to the map. This also makes more sense based on the airplane we saw in the new clip, as the new runway is aligned with the plane. And this makes the footprint of the airport a bit smaller, without compromising the length of the runways. I have seen people complaining about how big the airport is, but it is starting to make more sense in the middle of the map after the removal of the southern runway and with the new adjustment. Then a vertical road was added west of the airport, based on of course the new clip, as I think we can see it somewhere here, I'm not completely sure. Then the area north of Ambrosia was adjusted, as it is based on this scene which is located here, looking towards the west. So the road layout should be more accurate, and the location too. If I had to guess, and what is most likely, is that Lake Leonera does not extend this far north. This area here is probably actually land, to better fit the highway. Then, west of Ambrosia, the highway leading to the Starlight Motel has been adjusted based on things on the background of this scene. Then, we get to look at this clip again, as on the background we can see several lines of cars, which obviously are on roads. So, based on this bit we see, this road near the prison was adjusted. And same with I-404, the new version going more from the south should be more accurate. And then, we get to take a look at this extremely interesting find. This comes from the satellite view leak, in which we can see a part of Port Kellhon from above. And we have been pretty confused about how the roads work here, as there is a bridge from Racetrack over an interstate, then a bit of road which we can see from satellite view, and then a small tiny bit of road here. These alone don't make sense as normal roads, as a lot of them are heading the same way, and one is literally connected to a racetrack. But after almost 4 years, the user BentPixel had an idea, which weirdly no one else had before, and the bits of roads are actually part of the racetrack, and they connect to the Sebring Raceway, which in-game is called the Port Kellhon International Raceway, based on one of Lucia's shirts. This is what the track might look like, because of the two bits we see here. Yanis made it look like a gator head for funsies, and partly because the Miami F1 track is shaped like a gator, so the shape could be a reference to that. So currently, this racing complex has a drag strip based on the Gainesville Raceway, then the main paddock area and the main track is based on Sebring International Raceway, then the long alternative version of the track, which separates from the main track here and probably returns to track somewhere around here, is most likely based on some other track, like Road Atlanta, Watkins Glen, Road America, or some other racetrack. And that is everything. Thank you for watching this map update video. Subscribe and stay tuned for analysis videos about the price of the game and the new screenshots. And of course, new map updates will be coming out soon. So like the video, subscribe, and comment if you have something to say. Thank you.